Echoes of time. The clock on the wall ticked relentlessly, each passing second a reminder of time slipping away. The sound echoed in the vast expanse of Nathaniel Carter's office, a room filled with mahogany shelves, golden accolades, and the lingering scent of aged leather. His fingers danced across the keyboard, eyes locked on the screen, immersed in a never-ending stream of work. Deals to close, clients to appease, numbers to chase, always another milestone, always another deadline. Outside, the city hummed with life, but inside, Nathaniel's world remained static. The ringing phone jolted him from his trance. His assistant's voice, smooth yet urgent, informed him that he had missed another recital, his daughter Amelia's performance at school. A familiar pang of guilt struck him, but he shoved it away. There was always tomorrow. Except tomorrow had a way of turning into years. One evening, exhausted from endless meetings, he arrived home to find his wife, Evelyn, sitting alone at the dining table. The candles had melted into wax puddles, untouched plates of food congealing under dim chandelier light. "They waited for you," she said, her voice devoid of anger, just an eerie stillness that sent a chill through him. "I got caught up." "You always get caught up," she whispered. "Amelia's growing up without you. James barely knows you. They won't wait forever, Nathan." The conversation left a heavy weight on his chest, but still, the next morning, he found himself back in his office, tangled in work. That was until a single email changed everything. Subject: urgent. Estate of Thomas Carter. Thomas Carter, his father, gone. Nathaniel hadn't spoken to his father in years, too absorbed in building his empire. The man had always warned him, success without family is a lonely throne. Now, those words echoed in his mind as he drove to the old family estate, a place he hadn't visited in decades. The house stood like a monument to a past he had abandoned, tall, proud, and eerily silent. As he stepped inside, a rush of memories flooded him. The grand staircase where he had played as a child, the dusty library where his father read to him, the old grandfather clock still ticking, a cruel reminder of the time that had slipped away. In his father's study, he found a letter addressed to him. "My son, if you are reading this, then my time has run out. You have always been chasing the future, forgetting the present. I, too, once made that mistake. But in the end, the only echoes left behind are those of love and regret. I leave you the house, not as a burden, but as a reminder. Slow down. Time waits for no one." Nathaniel clenched the paper, emotions crashing over him. The words were an awakening. He had been running, but from what? And toward what? Determined to make amends, he returned home that night to find his children asleep. For the first time in years, he sat by their beds, watching the steady rise and fall of their chests. James, barely 6, clutched a stuffed bear he didn't remember buying. Amelia's walls were adorned with awards he had never seen. His daughter stirred, eyes fluttering open. "Dad," she whispered, surprise laced in her tone. "I'm here," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "I'm so sorry, sweetheart." She blinked, as if unsure whether to believe him. But when he reached for her hand, she held on. From that night forward, Nathaniel made a promise, not just to them, but to himself. He reduced his hours, turned off his phone during dinner, attended recitals, and took James to the park. The laughter of his children became the sweetest melody he had ever heard. One evening, as he sat on the porch, watching Amelia chase fireflies, Evelyn joined him. "You finally see it, don't you?" she murmured. He nodded. "Time isn't money, Eve. Time is life." And for the first time in years, he was truly living.
whispering echoes